Judy Girl Crochet. She's the one to watch, teaching crochet skills. Yeah, she's a boss. She whips out yarn, hooks in hand, do the dance, do anything to dance.
Hello and welcome back to Cutie Girl Crochet. I have a goal this year of finishing unfinished projects that I have had for some literally a decade, maybe some a little less, but this one is probably, I think I started this in 2000, like 13, 14, something like that. And I had acquired some of this Ultra Pima cotton. I wanted a cotton sweater, and so I had some of this cotton yarn. This is not this yarn. And so I made all the squares, got all the squares hooked together, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way the squares were hooked together. So my job today is to unhook all of these squares, which I started because I forgot how I had unhooked them. So that is my job for today. I had this, the front and the back done, and I had this stack of squares done for the sleeves. So now I'm going to revamp the whole thing and make some more. I need to make some more of these squares, probably like 10 or 12 more of these squares. Just a simple square. But I will record making this square. And I love this Pima cotton. It feels so nice. So that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll get started on finishing a UFO. Okay, so I have all of these, I got it all apart, and I have all these squares, but now I need to make a whole bunch of these squares. Now this is kind of a traditional granny square, but I did 4 instead of 3, which gave it kind of a more, I don't know, flowery or, you know, not so traditional granny square kind of a look. So I am going to show you how I did that right now. Okay, so I'm going to start this video by restarting making this square. So I made these squares with this size H hook, and I had mentioned in other videos about how tension and how tense you are and what's going on in your life, and makes you crochet looser or tighter. So it just depends on the day. So I made this hook. I just recorded a whole video on this square right here with this same hook, an H hook. Look at the size difference. That's a whole 1/2 inch different all the way out, just because of being a little bit tense today. So I'm going to increase the hook size to an I and make another square. I'll rip this out and make another one. Isn't that crazy? That's like 1/2 inch. Relax, people. Relax. So these are the squares that we're going to be making. I'm not making these squares with the circle in the center because I'm not making any more of the two-tone squares. I was just using up some cotton 10 years ago, and so I'm not doing those. I'm doing these. And I just recorded a whole video, and I made this one. So I'm redoing it. So this is what we're doing. I'll tear that one out later. I'm increasing my hook size because obviously I'm a little tense today. And so I'm going to have to use a bigger hook size because I guess I'm tense, which happens sometimes, which I don't know why. It's been a pretty good day. So we're going to do this center. You're going to chain 5, make a loop, and do 16 double crochets in the center. Okay? I'm going to zoom this in, and let's get started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I'm going to do 4. I'm doing 4 because I'm using a larger hook, and I don't want a big bung hole in the middle of my square. Can I say bung hole? Well, I said it, so I'm committed. All right, so now we're going to do, in the center of that circle, we're going to do 16 double crochets, and I kind of just capture that tail around the circle. All right, there's 1. I swear I know how to crochet. 2. 3. 4. 5. I put lotion on my hands earlier, and I think that's why I'm having such issues. Okay, that was 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. And 16. And then just join it to the course I got hooked in the loop. And then just join it in the top of the chain 3. All right, you're not going to turn. We are going to chain 3, and in that same that spot right there, you're going to chain 3, or 3 double crochet, and then you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to do 4 double crochet. The first chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. Okay, so now we're going to skip the next 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3. That one right there counts as your first one. It's right next to the one you just did. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one, you're going to do 4 double crochet, chain 1, 4 double crochet, and we are going to do this for all of the 3 rows that we have to do of this pattern. So in my previous videos I was talking about the first grandbaby. I was making a crow hook afghan for the baby. Well, the baby was born today and everyone's doing great, and so we're thrilled. First grandbaby. My husband is over the moon. So lots to celebrate. That's why I don't know why I'm so tense. I don't know why. Maybe because I haven't made a video in a while. I don't know. I do not know what my deal is. Well, I got some stuff going on, but you know, nothing to make me crochet a square half an inch smaller than the rest of the squares. That was crazy. Once I had filmed the whole thing, chit-chatted for an hour, stop and go, stop and go. Got it done, and it was like, what did I do? What in the heck? That's okay. What? It can be redone. It was just a real eye-opener, so I've increased the hook size to match my mood. I guess I need mood hooks. So okay, so there, got just joined in the top of the chain 3. So we're going to chain 3 and we're going to turn. So in this first one we're going to do 3 double crochets because that chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. All right, and then in the next corner, we're not going to do a chain 1 or anything, just in the next corner where that chain 1 space was, right here. Is that it? Yeah, right here. We're going to do 4 double crochet, chain 1, 4 double crochet. So I have had to, at 61 years old, I have had to sort of reteach myself a different way to crochet. My pinky finger, my ring's tipped, my pinky finger has developed a sore spot. It's not swollen like arthritis or you know, something like that. It's just that when I used to hold I just used to hang onto the yarn like this. And I noticed that when I was, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I noticed that when I was holding the yarn, it would start hurting. It would start like not sticking or anything. It would just start hurting, and I would have to stop and rub it, and ow. And so I started wrapping the yarn around my middle finger, which has worked. I also experimented with wrapping it around my finger like this, and so I worked on projects by doing it this way, because I just kind of watched some YouTube videos and tried different ways that other people crochet, and just tried to find the one that worked for me. Now, this one was good, where you wrap it around twice around your finger, and that one worked fine for some things, and then I wrapped it around the other way, and then just twice around my finger, and then I learned how to knit first, so that's why I cast my yarn over my hook. I'm not a scooper with this hand. I cast my yarn, because when I very first started doing any yarn crafts, it was knitting, because that's what my mom had in the house, and I was kind of self-taught. I still have those knitting needles, actually. But I don't knit a whole lot now. I do, but it's rare. I don't, sometimes I like to knit scarves, because it's kind of a mindless thing to do. So, and this one worked well too, wrapping it around my index finger. So to continue back to the square that we're doing, in every corner you do 4 double crochet, chain 1, 4 double crochet. And in the space in between the corners, you do 4 double crochet. No chains in between, none of that. The only chain you put is 1 chain in the corner. You can put more chains if you want to, if you want bigger holes in your project, but I didn't want bigger holes in my project. So anyway, I had to kind of retrain myself, and so for different projects, I now crochet different ways. Like, I've been crocheting for the last hour or so with it wrapped around my middle finger. Well, now I'm finding that it's working pretty well wrapped around my index finger. So in any case, I was kind of sad, because I've been crocheting for, I don't know, a million years with it just kind of hanging on to it, and now I have to wrap it around a finger to get the tension. But this is working pretty darn good. So 1, 2, 3. I lost my little chain 1 space. Yeah, because I can crochet pretty fast once I get going. I still feel like I'm like tense on this yarn though. Life isn't without its struggles for any of us, We just got to keep going. Cry if we have to, scream if we have to, as long as we don't take it out on people that we love and care about, or things that we love and care about. We just gotta, that's just how life be. Life is just an ebb and flow of, we're emotional creatures. We feel, and we are happy, and then we're scared, and then we're traumatized from something, and then we're sad and happy, and like today we're just, our hearts are all full because the baby is here and lots to celebrate. We'll be traveling down there to see him pretty soon, and lots of plans, in the midst of, other challenging things that are going on. So I hope you all are doing good, and just hang in there. Crocheting is one of those things that is just very, very healing. It's very, it helps you think. It's meditative. It's just something that you can do to get your mind off of the struggles in this land. I don't watch the news. I haven't in decades. I'm not a news watcher. I don't pay any attention to what's going on out there. I pay attention to my personal world. Yeah, it creeps in every once in a while. You can't help it. With social media, something will, pop up about something. But I just don't. I don't engage. I don't feel I need to know the horrors of the land. I have my own horrors. I don't feel like my energy needs to go towards people that I don't know, because I know that whatever's going on with those people, the bad stuff that we hear about, they'll deal with it. They will deal with it. They will have their support systems. They will have the people in their lives that will help them. And everybody seems to be ticked off about political stuff and the state of things, and that's great. I just choose, I got enough. I don't need to take that on. It's just not my thing. I want to live a happy, peaceful life. And it's enough of a struggle as just an individual person to get through life that I don't need big world. I don't need to take on the problems of big world. I just don't. So if you guys enjoy that, that's great. If you enjoy, watching the news and keeping up to date on what's going on in the world, that's fine. I don't judge. I don't judge people. As long as no one's hurting anyone else, I don't judge what people do. I don't judge what people eat. I don't judge what people say, again, unless just be kind. Don't say hurtful things. I get comments. I get people commenting on my videos like, oh, you don't do it right. You're not close enough. You're not far enough. You don't talk right. You do blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, I'm sorry. I know that I was plopped on this earth and imperfect. I'm absolutely not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I also don't do the member thing or the Patreon thing, or I'm just making crochet videos. That's all I'm doing. I'm just showing what I do. Maybe someday I will do members or subscriptions, but I don't do this regularly. I would disappoint so many people if I had people doing a membership or Patreon or whatever the things are out there, and I don't live up to the promises that I make. That's just not my life. I'm still working. I'm a hairdresser. So I sold my salons. I had two. I sold them last year, but I'm still working behind the chair in one of them. And so, I have that. I have animal rescue. I take care of that. I've got my husband and two boys still living, they're still at the house, and which is fine. I'm never throw them out. I just don't do that. They can live here as long as they want. I'm all for family living, if that's what works for. But just be happy. Just be kind. We all have frustrations. I'm right there with you. Whatever you go through, everyone goes through it. People cope differently. We're taught as children different coping skills. We all have different parents. I had challenging parents. My dad is 95. He's still living and doing well. My mom passed earlier this year. But they're challenging. It's not that they weren't nice people. That my mom wasn't nice or my dad's not nice. It's just they had some challenges that made it difficult to grow up with them. Okay, I think I am doing better with the tension this time. It matches up, so I'm going to carry on. Okay, next topic, the weather. Our weather has been great. I feel bad for all of you people all over the place who are burning to a crisp. All right, so we're going to chain 3 and we're going to turn. Oh, no, actually we're not. Sorry, I'm spacing out here. Okay, so we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn. And now for this row, that's this row right here, we're going to single crochet all the way around the edge, and doing chain 1 in the corner. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to single just this row, right, not the double crochet row, this single crochet, this row right here. That's a single crochet row. Now you can finish this off however you want. You can leave them like this and hook them together. You can do whatever you want. You can leave them like this, hook them together however you want to. This is just what I chose to do. I just did a single crochet. I wanted them a little bit bigger because I did all of these first, and so I kind of needed them to match a little bit better. These will stretch. One thing about cotton, it stretches. You'll wash and it stretches. It gets softer every time you wash it, and so anyhow, we're going to single crochet all the way around this edge. Oh, see how I'm hanging onto the yarn? I'll be whining here in a minute after when it starts hurting. I will go ahead and wrap it around because that seems to be working for this yarn. I did that with the big twist when I was, my previous video that I did that I deleted. I've made the crochet dress that Taylor Swift made. I made it for my 23-year-old stepdaughter, my husband's daughter, who loves Taylor Swift. And so I made her the dress, and I used big twist on that, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't too terribly bad. I wasn't unhappy with the yarn. I liked the softness of it. The skeins that I got, and I know all skeins are wound differently, but the skeins that I got were wound kind of looser a little bit, and so I had trouble with some splitting, and that was a little bit frustrating, but I persevered and carried on and got it done. I don't think I'm going to do a video on the dress. I might just a quick little video about it, but it wasn't without its challenges. I tell you, it was, and it's a simple pattern. You just make a front of the dress and back of the dress and then 2 sleeves. But my challenge was I used the hook that was suggested by the label, which I think was an eye hook, or I don't know what it was. Well, I got it. I got the whole front panel done, and it was so long. It was just way too long, and I kept counting in the picture. Of course, I downloaded the pictures, and I counted, and I knew that there had to be these certain amount of segments all the way up the dress, and that her dress was shorter. I ended up doing that dress with an F hook to get it to be a good length. And it was crazy. It was crazy using a worsted weight yarn with an F hook and not making a stuffy or something. But it looks great. I kind of did a couple of things wrong, and I literally ripped the very first front panel out. I ripped it out 3 times. Fortunately, it's all granny square, so it's super, it's time consuming, but it was super easy to do. It wasn't that hard. So I might do a video on that because it did turn out really cute. But we're going down to see her, as well as the baby. It's not her baby, it's her brother's baby. But we're going down to see her, so I'm going to bring it with me and have her try it on, and then I'll probably do a quick little video on how I did it and what I did compared to how other people do it. And because a lot of people were making them very kind of boxy looking, and hers kind of looked like a swing dress to me. So, and then I noticed a couple of extra rows on the bottom underneath the arms that a lot of other people missed, and so that's the way I did mine. But I screwed that up too, but I was done ripping it out. I had ripped it out and I must have done the sleeves, hooking them on, and I probably did those at least a half a dozen times. But that's okay. That's how you learn. You never stop learning. So, but I want to make it in like ocean colors, like teals and greens and blues and some white and maybe a variegated something. And because it's a cute dress, I'll probably do, okay, now we just single crocheted all around, and now I'm just joining with a slip stitch in that first chain one that I did. All right, so now we're going to chain 3, and we're going to turn, and now in every single crochet we are going to do a double crochet all the way around, doing chaining 1 in the corners. So anyway, I want to do the dress in a lighter weight yarn because I used, like I said, I used the yarn from the Big Twist yarn from Joann's, and it's like a blanket. I mean, it just feels like it would be super heavy to wear. Years ago, I made a granny square sweater, and it was made out of regular worsted weight yarn, and it was so thick and bulky. You know, I'm going to pause a second. All right, this is how we do. So I just realized that I made a mistake on the single crochet row. So I'm going to rip it out. This is warts and all crochet, people. This is warts and all. Okay, so when we get to the corners, let me finish. I just ripped all that out too far. When we get to the corners of the single crochet row, all right, and then turn. So, oh, no, this way. When we get to the corner, we're actually going to put some single crochets in that corner, which I didn't notice that I had done. Like I said, I hadn't looked at this, and I think it's been since, I think I started this in 2013. I think is when I started. 2012, 2013 was when I. So, and then I was looking at this. It's like, wait a second. There's two single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet in the corner. So I'm going to edit the video and make sure that you guys don't do that the way that I did it earlier. Anyway, I don't even know what I was talking about. I think I was talking about the granny square sweater I was making, and how bulky it was. It just was like, and I wear a size extra large top. And so I just felt, I don't know, it just didn't drape. It was like, I don't know, it was like taking a really thick Afghan and wearing it. So I only wore it a couple of times and then I donated it. I'm sure somebody will love it, or somebody loved it. It was a long time ago, so. People sometimes say, oh, I found this beautiful crocheted sweater at the thrift shop, or I found this Afghan at the thrift shop. And, what a horrible thing to do is donate, Afghans and all the work that went into them, and people rescue them, and that, that's all great. But not everybody wants Afghans. I think that donating Afghans is a great way to not throw them in the landfill. Not everybody likes them. I also know if you feel like you need to get rid of some Afghans, Project Linus is a good place to get rid of, if you make an Afghan and it's not selling, donate it. People say, oh, but the money. No, don't focus on the money. Focus on what you do, and the money will come. If you have to donate an Afghan, the happiness that it'll bring somebody is worth more money to me personally. Just like when I sell things, people say, oh, sell stuff, you're worth more than. Not if it's not selling. Not worth anything if it's not selling. I donate a lot. I donate hats and scarves to the mission. I donate Afghans. I give away. I don't sell Afghans anymore because they just don't sell. I suppose that if someone saw something that I made and wanted me to make an Afghan, I would do it. But Afghans just, I don't know what your experience is, but Afghans just don't. They don't sell for me at all. I've got a few that I take just for fun. But all right, I am at the end here. Am I at the end? No, I'm not at the end. I'm not teaching today, am I? I'm talking. I guess I need to talk today. But anyway, the Afghans at the thrift shop, it's fine. They're meant to be there. And they're meant for somebody to go get them, love them, restore them. But I can tell you that when you're gone, your people are going to donate the Afghans back to wherever donation is at that time. There's just some people who don't want Afghans, and if they donate them, great, it's better than throwing them away. The other place that you can donate Afghans, old Afghans that you find, is the Humane Society. Humane Societies love, and veterinary clinics. And the reason why is that dogs like to chew. They love to chew on stuff, and they don't chew on Afghans very often. And so I donate. Okay, I just did my last single crochet, and now I'm just gonna put it in the top of that chain one. I'm gonna chain 3 and turn. Now we're gonna do double crochet all the way around with a chain 1 in the corner. So anyway, veterinary clinics, they take towels, they take Afghans for the animals that they have to care for, and that's another great avenue for, if people want to get rid of Afghans after someone passes, or don't put harm into them. Don't put harm into those people. They're fine. They are fine. Like I said, my mom just passed away recently, and so my sister and I are going through her things. And there's a lot of pillowcases and stuff that have crocheted edges and embroidery things on there. And I'm gonna, because the pillowcases are old and they're threadbare and they're ripping and you just can't use them, I'm just gonna cut out the, I also do quilting a little bit, so I'm going to cut out the little decorations, the little whatever the embroidery is, and I'm going to make a quilt out of the crocheted edges and the designs. So I've been saving up all of those that we're finding in my mom's stuff. I don't know who made them. I know she didn't make them. Her mom was, I believe she was in her 50s when she passed. I never knew my mom's grandma, or my mom, or my grandma on my mom's side. So, yeah, and you find a lot of that at thrift shops too. You know, people actually enjoy going and finding treasures like that at the thrift shop. I just don't see any harm in it. But I guess everybody's got something to complain about. I guess I complain about stuff too, but I really try not to, because, you know, we're all here. We're all a bunch of cells in a petri dish, just kind of figuring it all out at whatever age we're at. Some of us never get it, but one thing that we can all do that's very simple to do is be nice. We can just be nice. Even if people aren't being nice to us, we can still be nice. You know, it's not an eye for an eye. It's if somebody's being grumpy with me, I don't give them any energy. I don't fight back. I suppose I would if I absolutely had to, because I'm Irish. And I don't know if you've heard about what happens when you tick off an Irish woman, but it's not pleasant. In the past, I have come unhinged at injustices. I get really kind of disjointed when I see injustices. And I am not afraid to call some people to the carpet to make them aware of what they're doing. That was years ago. I don't really do it anymore, because I've matured and I've evolved. Above maturing, I've evolved past that. So anyway, I'm still going around. I was going to do a crochet tutorial today, but this is actually just me talking. I guess I need to talk today. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to post it. And I'm sure there's going to be people, oh, you're not close enough, your hands keep moving, and so fine. It's okay. It's okay if you're grumpy with me. I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate. I don't have the gene that lets me take things personal. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care. People can have whatever opinion they have about me, and I just don't care. Fortunately, I'm blessed with very good people in my life, and nobody's ever really been mean to me or grumpy to me or whatever. But even if they were, it wouldn't even faze me. I know I'm a good person, just like you're good people, and I'm doing good things and you're doing good things. You're just trying to get through life and be happy just like everyone else. And so if you are having a situation where somebody is saying or thinking or saying things about you, or making you feel bad for something that you do or did or don't do or didn't do or whatever, just carry on. Try not to let it get to you. You're fine. If you feel bad about something that you did, if you hurt a friend's feelings or whatever, if you want to make amends, great, do it. If you want to, but don't self-sacrifice. If you don't feel like you did anything wrong, then maybe it's time for that person to not be in your life anymore, because I can tell you what, Anybody who loves and cares about you is not going to say hurtful and harmful things to you. They love and care about you. In fact, I've had people kind of get on me at times, and I stop and I look at them and I say, okay, wait, hold on. I know you care about me. What is going on? This isn't about XYZ. What in the world is going on in your life to make you grumpy with me? And when you that is the fastest way to deflate a situation is by starting with, I know you care about me. And boom. And then follow up with, what is going on? Can I help you? Is there something that I can help you with? If you're still upset with me about whatever you're standing here being upset with me about, let's fix that too. But let's address why this is even happening. And a lot of times they'll just start crying, or they'll just say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I've just been so stressed out. I've had this situation happening, or, I just found out. And it happens with, I deal with the public. I'm a hairdresser. I think I told you. And, a lot of times it happens with them. They're just like, oh my gosh, I've got all this stuff going on and I'm, really sorry. And it's like, hey, it's okay. I understand. We all have it. We don't get through this life all just even. We have to, it's almost like we have to go through all of our 5 or 6 senses for some of us. We have to go through all of our 5 senses and our, I don't know, how many emotions are there? Like 1 million emotions. And we have to go through all of those. Sometimes every day, depending on what's going on in our lives. But it's just okay. As long as people aren't hurting other people, it's all okay. Yeah, there are things in life I don't understand. Graffiti, for one. I don't understand graffiti. I don't understand the kids or young adults or whatever who do graffiti, the gangs. I just don't. Where did that go wrong? Okay, I've now double crocheted around the whole edge, and I'm just joining in the top of that chain 3, and I'm going to finish off. So hopefully this will be the same size as my other ones, because I tried to do it less. I like to give it some stretch love after I have done that, and hopefully it will be the same size as this one, and it is within reason. This one was in the sweater, so it's kind of stretched out a little bit. So, and this one will be too when I'm done. So there's that square. I've talked your ear off. I could probably talk some more, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try to, I have to make, 16 more of these, so it's going to be a while. But I'll get the video out soon because I'm almost monetized. And, if you want to help my channel, no, I don't do Patreon. No, I don't do any memberships. I don't do any of that stuff. You know how you can help me? Just subscribe and like this video. Even if you don't like the video, just like it, because that's all free stuff. That's all stuff that you can do. It really helps my channel. It's just going to make it more better when this is monetized, because I'm going to be retiring in a few years, and I want this channel up and running. And it'll evolve, just like I evolve, just like you evolve. My channel will evolve, and I'm hoping that when I do retire, I'll have more time, and maybe I will do a Patreon or one of the, I don't know what they all are. I don't know. I don't understand any of it. I mean, I do, but I don't want to do it. But so there it is. There's the square. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see it. There it is. So I will be hooking these together somehow after I get them all. Done, and that will be some kind of a tunic. I just didn't like the way that it was, and so I will finish the squares, and I will be back probably to yak your ear off again. But I love you guys all of you. Thank you. Well, here's where I'm at. I got the squares, the extra squares that I needed to make finished, and I decided to do this join. Although I don't like the way the corners turned out. I didn't do them right. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to take it apart again. I'm doing the other side now, and I'm doing a little bit better job at it because after I got it all together, I thought, oh, that some of them look okay. The corners look okay. I kind of like that. But anyway, I got a new pattern. I made it a little bit wider so it could be kind of a wider, just pull over, something just to throw over. But I'm liking how it's turning out. So that's where I already hooked the squares together in one direction. And now I am hooking the squares together in this direction. And I'm doing zoom in here. I'm doing the join where you go in the back loops. You put the right sides together, and then you go in the back loops, back and forth like this. Now, I think when you're using a worsted weight yarn, this works a little bit better. Since I'm using this Pima cotton, it's very slippery, and so the squares don't really stay in place too much. But it's working okay. I like the way that it's looking. I like that it's I like the, let me flip this one over. Oops, no, I'll grab the other one. I like the way that it looks, because this is going to stretch. It's cotton, so it's going to stretch. But I like the way that looks. It kind of makes this little diamondy pattern in between the squares. And for, kind of a hippie-ish kind of a top, I like that. I like the way that looks in between. So I continued on, even though it wasn't ideal. And another thing is, I've learned a lot in 14 years since I started, or 11 years whenever I started this. So I redid all of the way that I wove in the ends. 11 years ago, I just wove in the ends along the edge, just kind of around and around and around, which I had done for years and years and years, which didn't really make any sense. It worked at the time, but then the ends would come out. But I've since learned a couple of other different methods for doing the weaving in the ends. So on these corners, I actually am wrapping around twice to kind of keep them snug together, because what's happening is I should call this crochet challenges when you're redoing a project from 11 years ago. But what's happening is, see these, I already did this way. Now I'm doing this way. So I'm having to kind of tug on this to get them to match up a little bit. Even though I went around the corners twice, I'm just trying to get them close together like that. But I'm going to weave in this end. So this is how I weave now compared to how I used to weave. I'm going to work my way to this corner right here. So I just kind of go around and down because it's not going to show. So I kind of just go around and down. I pick up a stitch. I go through the whole corner. It's like the rule of thirds. So I pick up another stitch. I go back through the other way. And then I pick up a stitch like that. And then I go back through 3 times. Sometimes 4, but usually just 3. Because that won't come out. I usually don't use a needle for this. I usually use a weaving shuttle. Right here, it's these weaving shuttles. I think Susan Bates makes them. I love these. You can tell. Look at how crooked mine is. I have used this to the point that it's warped. I love it so much because you can get the shortest end. You can weave in the shortest ends. I accidentally made this too long, so I've been weaving in the ends just to secure them, which I learned from doing the front, that if I don't weave in these ends right away, it completely, the yarn is so slippery that it just falls out. So use the shuttle, the weaving shuttle. A couple of things. It's nice to be able to put the yarn in there, but the end is really pointy and it goes right through. So I'm just going to go to, let's see, yeah, I'm just going to go to this corner right here. So with the weaving shuttle, you can take this just the shortest end, and you can use both ends. And then I pick up a stitch somewhere, and then I push it through. And then I pick up a stitch. Whoops. And I push it through. And then I pick up a stitch. And then I push it through 3 times. And then that's not going to come out. So that's that one row. But the challenges of doing what I'm doing, I mean, I don't know if there's challenges with every project. Maybe there are, but I get these big gaps, like I was saying, in between. So I'm having to, pull the squares to get them to... So that's been my challenge with this project. If you use worsted weight yarn, you probably won't have this issue. So anyhow, I'll start here. I don't know. I know that my videos aren't for everybody. I know that I'm chatty and all over the place, but I guess with this video, I've done a lot of other videos, tutorials, kind of teaching. This one, I think I just wanted to hang out with you guys. I think I just needed some friends, just to hang out, just to know that there's somebody out there who's sitting doing what I'm doing and having some life challenges, and crocheting is kind of getting us through these life challenges. And I don't know, I guess even though I'm sitting here alone in my house, well, I'm not totally alone. I have a bunch of animals, and my son is home today, and my husband is gone. But just sitting here alone in this room, it's nice to know that there's other people out there that are doing what I'm doing, that are having the challenges, whether in life or crocheting challenges, the same ones that I'm having, and how we overcome those challenges and how we use our imagination to fix our challenges. So I thank you guys, whoever's watching this right now and has made it through this far while I yacked through the first part of this video. But I thought I would just do a couple of squares here to show you how I'm hooking these together. You probably already know, but I'm just going. I'm not doing the whip stitch. I don't even know what this is called. I think somebody said it was an invisible join, but mine's not invisible. It's very visible, and that's fine. I like that it's visible. I'm liking the look of what it's doing. So, and also for the people who are kind of grumping at me for, not being able to see in the camera, I'm still getting used to this camera. My husband bought me a very nice DJI camera, and it's whoops. It's kind of difficult to adjust, to do the adjusting of things. I need to download the app so that I can actually see what the camera sees, because I kind of peek up at it. It has to be hooked really low in order to zoom in close enough. And it's not close enough for some people. There are some people who like it so blown up that they don't, that it's, and I get it. I'm not upset. I'm not upset that the people are grumping at me. I feel bad that I'm not, doing. And then there's people who are, it's just totally fine. So I guess you can't please everybody, which is fine. Maybe I'm doing this to please myself and not anybody else. Like I said, I know that there are people out there who have the same challenges that I do, and I don't know, I'm not the best crochet person, but I know some stuff, and I like to learn stuff. I'm constantly learning. I'm open to learning. And I'm open to criticism too. It's not like I don't have the gene where I take things personal. I don't have that. I'm just a schmo here on earth trying to get through life like everybody else. Trying to be as happy and positive and as I can be. And but right at this very moment, I'm really thankful if you are with me and you have played this video and kept me company. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate it, because I kind of need some friends right now. Kindred spirits. So I am going to pause the video and finish hooking these together, and then I will work on the sleeves, because the sleeves are next to do. So I'll see you in just a bit. All right, I am back, and I am now working on hooking together the squares of the sleeves. I'm just going to do one colored square per row down the center of the sleeve, and then I did just 2 of the purple squares on each side. I think it'll be wide enough. If not, I'll crochet a panel in there or something. My arms are kind of chubby. Well, all of me's kind of chubby, actually. I guess if there's such thing as healthy chubby, I'm healthy chubby. Doesn't limit me too much. It doesn't. I think stress keeps me chubby because I'm not a big junky eater. I eat pretty well. I'm a vegetarian. I think I already told you that. So, but I'm still continuing with the things that I learned as I've been going along. And it's working a little bit better. But it still takes time. I'll speed this up for you and not talk. Hello, well, I got it done. It's not perfect, but that's okay. I don't think it was meant to be. I don't think that's what this video was about. It is washed and it is soft. I've got some ends that I need to go back and trim off, which show up after you wash cotton. So I'll do that. There's one there too, so I'll go through and cut those off. But I like how it turned out. You saw the pictures in the intro. I just did a simple, I did a single crochet around the edge and then I slip stitched above the single crochet around the collar part. And that's enough. I was going to do some stuff on the sleeves and on the bottom edge, but the it's kind of scalloped itself, and so I just left it because it was cute. I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to give it to someone, family member or something, because it's 2 things. It doesn't really fit me right, and the color isn't I love purple, but it just doesn't look right on me. If I were to do it differently, I would have done the sleeves wider. I would have done one more square, and I have enough yarn. But after I got it all together, it just wasn't worth deconstructing it and doing it all over again. I am happy that I got a project out of my project bin. I'm happy to give it to a friend or a family member, and so that's kind of where I'm with this. I'm sorry that it ended up not really being a tutorial, but I guess I just needed to hang out with like-minded people. And yeah, so anyhow, I will get this video edited and get it out, and I want to thank everybody for watching and supporting me. I really appreciate it. My channel just got enough watch hours to get monetized, and after 10 years, I think I think that's great. They haven't invited me yet, but I'm eligible, so we'll see how that all plays out. And again, if you like this video, subscribe, share it. Not that you would, but I mean that didn't come out right. This video ended up not being really a tutorial. It just ended up being just a hangout and chat, and so, but I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.